This one's hard to tell which way is which, but I'm going to come out this stitch, up here I'm going to go into the one on the end, and I'm going to come out. This is harder to demonstrate than it is to do because I'm trying to keep it where you can see it. Okay, then I come out, and then I go back into the stitch that I originally started with. And then, just looking like the design down here, once I go up, around, and back in the same hole, then I come out the one next to it. So then I'm going to come out the one next to it. And I slide that one off out of the way. Go up. That one out of the way. So you end up going Okay, the only thing I got to do is make sure that when I go into these stitches, I'm coming so that they aren't twisted as they come, as they lay flat. And go back in the one that came out. Okay, this stitch is a little bit twisted. I need to come in from that side to be coming out. Back up here. What you have to do is pull these down so that they're the same size as the stitches you've been making. I got that one a little bit on the other side. In at the bottom, and then out. So you go through each one of these loops twice. That one I split all my yarn strands on that. I need to fix it. In that one, come out this one. So you're just getting a row. You're just adding a row of stitches. And we're doing it the hard, slow way instead of knitting. But when you're done, you don't have a seam. There's no bulk. The ends are just joined. like I said, you can do this off a waste yarn. I don't, because I like to see the stitches. Make sure I'm doing the right thing. I think my sister-in-law does it off of the waste yarn. I'll have to get her to show you how to do it that way. Okay. And there you go. There's your row. It looked like I twisted two of my stitches here. So these two. Okay, I did. I twisted two of these stitches. You can see the difference. They look funny right here, as opposed to all the rest of them that just blend into the rest of the knitting. What happened was the loop that was on, the loop that was on here, I didn't pay close enough attention to the way it was going to lay when I went into, it was one of the ones that was on the needle the right direction, so I missed it. Me, I would ignore it. If you want to rip it out and go back, you can slide your DP needle back in there and then just pull that back out. But anyway, that's how you do a Kitchener stitch or grafting. This time I'm going to show you one of the types of knit weaving. This was a class I took at knitting camp, and it was one of those aha moments. What I've done so far is I have a sample that I've knitted. There's weight on it, and I'm getting ready to weave the decorative yarn across the main knitting. You take a section of the straw and run, see, this is the loose end of the yarn, down at the other end is the skein. If you're starting out at the beginning, you take this loose end and clip it down here just to hold it in place. Mine happens to be attached already. Anyway, I've knitted a little bit of the background yarn. Then you put all your needles out to holding position, and then you take this straw, which has the yarn going through it, and you just use it like a magic wand. You just go over, under, over, under. This is the moment in the class when everybody goes, aha, that's how you use the straw. And then you let it hang down out of your way. Push the needles back to forward working position. Make sure all the latches are open. You know what? I got the wrong foot put in. Anyway, make sure all the latches are open, and then knit the row, and that yarn is woven right in. It's just like you weave in a tail at the side, only you do it all the way across the row. And then you take your straw and you go over, under, over, under. You're just drawing with yarn across the row, using the straw to put it back there where you want it. And you move them all back to forward working position. And they're woven. It's easy. Now I'm doing every other needle on this sample. You can do it in patterns. I've got some down here, I'll show you in a second. Our teacher Linda had all kinds of samples. She had placemats and purses and scarves and all kinds of things. This technique makes a heavy fabric that's really warm. It's probably not real suitable for clothing, but it makes nice placemats, purses, scarves. Okay, now this.
Yep. You pull it out this way and you can see it better.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, now this is doing every other needle over under one at a time. Down below here, I've got some other patterns that I did at camp. Overall, I'm not as happy with them because the knitting draws in and then the loops end up being... Okay, this first one down here is over one, under one. Then I did over two, under two. This one was over two, under one. This one's over three, under one. And you get sort of loose looking. The 2 and 2 wasn't bad. The 1 and 1 I liked the best. You can use an ombre yarn for your weaving yarn, and then you'll get sort of a design. The pearl side of the main knitting is the right side of this fabric. And it doesn't stretch real well either. It only stretches as much as what these strands being carried across here will give, because they'll tighten up. And that's all there is to this net weaving. There's other types of net weaving, other things that you can do, but this is the one that uses the straw technique.